A Visit to William Blake's Inn, Poems for Innocent and Experienced Travelers, by Nancy Willard, illustrated by Alice and Martin Provenci. Contents. Introduction to William Blake's Inn. William Blake's Inn for Innocent and Experienced Travelers. Blake's wonderful car delivers us wonderfully well. A rabbit reveals my room. The sun and moon circus soothes the wakeful guest. The man in the marmalade hat arrives. The king of cats orders an early breakfast. The wise cow enjoys a cloud. 2 sunflowers move into the yellow room. The wise cow makes way, room, and believe. Blake leads a walk on the Milky Way. When we come home, Blake calls for fire. The marmalade man makes a dance tremendous. The king of cats sends a postcard to his wife. The tiger asks Blake for a bedtime story. Blake tells the tiger the tale of the tailor. Epilogue. Blake's advice to travelers. Introduction to William Blake's Inn. I was 7 and starting my 2nd week in bed with the measles when I had the acquaintance of William Blake. Tell me a story about lions and tigers, I said to the babysitter. Although it was nearly 9 o'clock, I had no desire to sleep. Miss Pratt, the sitter, looked up at the ceiling on which my father had glued the stars that glowed in the dark. Then she said very softly a poem that began. Tiger, tiger, burning bright, in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame the fearful symmetry? Did you make that up? I asked, astonished. No, said Miss Pratt. William Blake made it up. Does he live close by? He died nearly 200 years ago, said Miss Pratt. Lights off, I'm going downstairs. 2 days later, there arrived in the mail a little book with wonderful pictures. Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience by William Blake. I am almost sure that Miss Pratt sent it. I say almost because on the title page in flourishing script was the following inscription. Poetry is the best medicine. Best wishes for a speedy recovery. Yours, William Blake. Nancy Willard. William Blake's Inn for Innocent and Experienced Travelers. This inn belongs to William Blake, and many are the beasts he's tamed, and many are the stars he's named, and many those who stop and take their joyful rest with William Blake. 2 mighty dragons brew and bake, and many of the loaves they've burned, and many are the spits they've turned, and many those who stop and break to ear joyful bread with William Blake. 2 patient angels wash and shake his feather beds, and far away snow falls like feathers, and that's the day. Good children run outside and make snowmen to honor William Blake. Blake's wonderful car delivers us wonderfully well. The driver bowed and took my things. He wore a mackintosh and wings. He wore a mackintosh and boots, the tender green of onion shoots. And on his cap, in dapple green, was Blake's celestial limousine. My suitcases began to purr. Your luggage is excessive, sir. All luggage must be carried flat and worn discreetly on your hat, or served with mustard on a bun. Alarmed, I said I hadn't one. My suitcases, my fondest hopes, grew small and pale as envelopes. Now all aboard and all at ease, I only carry whom I please. Uneasily I stepped inside and found the seats so green and wide, the grass so soft, the view so far, it scarcely could be called a car. Rather a wish that only flew when I climbed in and found it true. A rabbit reveals my room. When the rabbit showed me my room, I looked all around for the bed. I saw nothing there but a shaggy old bear who offered to pillow my head. I was hoping for blankets, I whispered. At home, I've an Afghan and sheets. You will find my fur soft as the hay in your loft, and my paws make an admirable seat. I was hoping to waken at sunrise. At home, I've an excellent clock, a lamp and glass through which the hours pass. And what shall I do for a lock? I will keep your perilous starlight and the old moon's lunatic cat. When I blow on your eyes, you will see the sun rise with the man in the marmalade hat. The sun and moon circus soothes the wakeful guests. That night the tiger rose and said, What is the tumbling overhead that robs me of response? To which the rabbit made reply, The moon is entering the sky, a-twirling on her toes. The king of cats sprang up in fright. What is this fitful flashing light that will not help me sleep? The rabbit said with perfect tact, The sun is opening his act and crouching for a leap. I rang the bell above my head so loud I thought I'd wake the dead. Rabbit, I called, come here. No need, he said, to cry and quake. 2 ancient friends of William Blake had come to bring us cheer. 3 sunflowers in earthen beds stood up softly and turned their heads with patience unsurpassed. The old sun danced, the new moon sang. I clapped my hands, the morning rang. As creatures clapped with paw and fang, and fell asleep at last. The man in the marmalade hat arrives. The man in the marmalade hat arrived in the middle of March, equipped with a bottle of starch to strengthen the bends in the road, he said. He carried a bucket and mop, the most incommodious load, he said, and he asked for a room at the top. Now beat the gong and the drum, call out the keepers and waken the sleepers. The man in the marmalade hat has come. The man in the marmalade hat buzzled through all the rooms, and calling for dusters and brooms, he trundled the guests from their beds, badgers and hedgehogs and moles. Winter is over, my loves, he said. Come away from your hollows and holes. Now beat the gong and the drum. Call out the keepers and waken the sleepers. The man in the marmalade hat has come. The king of cats orders an early breakfast. Roast me a wren to start with, then brisket of Basilic Street. My breakfast is on the house. What a curious place to eat. There's no accounting for customs. My tastes are simple and few. A fat mole smothered in starlight, and a heavily 9-mouse stew. I shall roll away from the table, looking twice my usual size. Behold the moon, you will whisper. How marvelous is disguise! How like the king of cats he looks, how similar his paws, and his prodigious appetite. Why, in the middle of the night, he ate with evident delight a dozen lobster claws. The wise cow enjoys a cloud. Where did you sleep last night, wise cow? Where did you lay your head? I caught my horns on a rolling cloud and made myself a bed. And in the morning I ate it raw on freshly buttered bread. 2 sunflowers move into the yellow room. Ah, William, we're weary of weather, said the sunflower, shining with dew. Our traveling habitat has tired us. Can you give us a room with a view? They arranged themselves at the windows and counted the steps of the sun, and they both took root in the carpet where the topaz tortoises run. The wise cow makes way, room, and believe. The rabbit cried, make way for William Blake. Let our good poet pass. The wise cow said, Alas, alack, how shall I make a thing I've never seen? To one that lives on grass, what's good is green. Therefore I must make way of grass and hay, a nest where he can nap, like a field mice in a cap. The rabbit cried, Make room for the marmalade man. He is mopping and mapping the floors. He is tidying cupboards and drawers. The wise cow said, Can I make room and wait together? To one that lives outdoors, what's good is weather. Therefore I must make room like a bright loom. The marmalade man can weave good weather, I believe. The rabbit cried, Make believe, and make it strong and clear, that I may enter in with all my kith and kin. The wise cow said, My dear, believe shall be a boat, having both feet and fins. We'll leave this quiet moat, we'll welcome great and small, with ways and rooms for all. For our captain, let us take the noble poet William Blake. Blake leads the walk on the Milky Way. He gave silver shoes to the rabbit, and golden gloves to the cat, and emerald boots for the tiger and me, and boots of iron to the rat. He inquired, Is everyone ready? The night is uncommonly cold. We'll start on our journey as children, but all fear we'll finish it old. He hurried to us to the horizon, where morning and evening meet. The slippery stars kept skipping under our hapless feet. I'm terribly cold, said the rabbit. My paws are becoming quite blue. And what will become of my right thumb when you admire the view? The stars, said the cat, are abundant and falling on every side. Let them carry us back to our comforts. Let us take the stars for a ride. I shall garland my room, said the tiger, with a few of these emerald lights. I shall give up sleeping forever, I said. I shall never part day from night. The rat was sullen. He grumbled he ought to have stayed in his bed. What gathered by fools in heaven will never endure, he said. Blake gave silver stars to the rabbit, and golden stars to the cat, and emerald stars to the tiger and me, but a handful of dirt to the rat. When we come home, Blake calls for fire. Fire, you handsome creature, shine, let the hearth where I confine. Your hissing tongues that rise and fall be the home that warms us all. When the wind assaults my doors, every corner's cold but yours. When the snow puts earth to sleep, let your bright behavior keep all these little pilgrims warm. They who never did you harm, raise their paws a little higher and toast their toes in praise of fire. The marmalade man makes a dance to mend us. Tigers, sunflowers, king of cats, cow and rabbit, mend your ways. I the needle, you the thread, follow me through mist and maze. Fox and hound go paw in paw, cat and rat be best of friends. Lamb and tiger walk together, dancing stars where fighting ends. The king of cats sends a postcard to his wife. Keep your whiskers crisp and clean. Do not let the mice grow lean. Do not let yourself grow fat like a common kitchen cat. Have you sent the kittens free? Do they sometimes ask for me? Is our catnip growing tall? Did you patch the garden wall? Clouds are gentle walls that hide gardens on the other side. Tell the tabby cats I take all my meals with William Blake. Lunch and noon, at tea and 4, served in splendor on the shore at the tinkling of a bell. Tell them I am sleeping well. Tell them I have come so far, brought by Blake's celestial car, buffeted by wind and rain, I may not get home again. Take this message to my friends. Say the king of catnip sends to the cat, who wins and clocks 1,000 sunsets in a box. To the cat who brings the ice, the shadows of 12 mice. Serve them with assorted dips, and eat them like potato chips. And to the cat who guards his door, a net for catching stars and more, if with patience he abide, catnip from the other side. The tiger asks Blake for a bedtime story. William, writing late, by the chill and sooty grate, what immortal story can make your tiger roar again? When I was sent to fetch your meat, I confess that I did eat the half the roast and all the bread. He will never know, I said. When I was sent to fetch your drink, I confess that I did think you would never miss the 3 lumps of sugar by your tea. Soon I saw my health decline, and I knew the fault was mine. Only William Blake can tell tales to make a tiger well. Now I lay me down to sleep with bear and rabbit, bird and sheep. If I should dream before I wake, I may dream of William Blake. Blake tells the tiger the tale of the tailor. There was a tailor built a house of wool and bats and fur of mouse, of moleskin suede, the better part, of things that glimmer, skim, and dart. Of wood and stone the man professed his ignorance, he said. It's best to work with what I know, shear, snip, thread, go. I'll have a house in the morning. The tailor and his wife moved in and lined it well with onion skin. Of velveteen they made the chairs, and snails' feet and comet's hairs. Of bricks and boards the man professed his ignorance, he said. It's best to work with what I know, shear, snip, thread, go. I'll have a house in the morning. He made their bed of robin's wings, caught with other flying things, in a low trap of twigs and lime. It was the tailor's own design. Of nails and knotholes he professed his ignorance, he said. It's best to work with what I know, shear, snip, thread, go. I'll have a house in the morning. And when that pair lay down to sleep, cries and chirps conspired to keep the tailor and his wife awake. Husband, since we cannot take fur and furry, wool and wings, back to those who lost these things, back to those from whom we stole wool of bat and skin of mole. Let us leave this house and take rooms at the inn of William Blake. Of ghostly griefs the man professed his ignorance, he said. It's best to work with what I know, shear, snip, thread, go. We'll go to William Blake's in the morning. That night the winds of April blew the tailor's house apart askew, and the wet wind who once went bare wore wool of bat and comet's hair. On windy days and moonless nights Blake wears a suit of shifting lights, The tailor now has grown so clever he stitches light and dark together. Now, sun and sparrows, take your rest, and farewell, friendly trees. It's best to work with what I know. Shear, snip, thread, go. All things are new in the morning. Blake's advice to travelers. He whose face gives no light will never become a star. William Blake. The end.